Hello and welcome to Hope's Bookporium. So today I thought I'd do the rapid fire book tag. It's a list of about 20 questions or so where I have to answer them as fast as possible without thinking it through. I've got my trusty phone over here with all the questions. I haven't looked at them before, so let's get into it. Question 1. Ebook or physical book? Definitely a physical book. I own an e-reader and I think I've probably read like 2 books on it in like 3-4 years. So ebook, physical book all the way. Question 2. Paperback or hardcover? If you'd asked me this question last year, I would have definitely said paperback, but now I would say either or. I started reading hardcovers this year and I must say I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot easier to hold for some reason. They're not the page that the covers on so floppy, and then also it makes my shelf look beautiful. Question 3. Online shopping or in-store shopping? I love in-store shopping. It's amazing to be able to just look at all the books, and I love the smell and the atmosphere of the bookstore. Question 4. Trilogies or series? I prefer either or. I must say trilogies are probably better because there's 3 books, so you know you're not going to have to commit yourself for like a 7-8 book series, but both are good, but I probably prefer trilogies. Question 5. Heroes or villains? I love heroes. Depending on the villain, I might choose the villain, but definitely heroes. Question 6. A book you want everyone to read? I would definitely say Tone Deaf by Olivia Rivers. It's a book that I actually read in one sitting. I read it from like 8 o'clock at night to like 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't realize I'd love it so much, and I think it's a very like not many people know about it, and I absolutely love it. It's about a girl who had a brain tumor, and because of this brain tumor she's gone deaf. And before she went deaf, she was a music prodigy, and now because she can't do music anymore, her dad hates her, and so she actually meets this guy and he brings her back to music. Question 7. Recommend an underrated book? I'm going to go with an author because I absolutely love this author, but I haven't really heard about many people on BookTube speaking about her, and that is Abby Glimes. I'm currently reading one of her books at the moment and I'm absolutely loving it, but whenever I pick up one of her books, I always enjoy it. Question 8. The last book you read? I haven't read a book in about a week, so let me just quickly check my Goodreads and we'll see which one was the last book I read. It was probably a contemporary. I've been reading a lot of romance contemporaries from the library lately, so let's take a look. The last book I read was The Flip Side by Olympic gold medalist Shawn Johnson. It's about a girl. She is about to try out for the Olympic trials, but she keeps her Olympic and gymnastics life separate to her school private life, so people at school know her as Charlotte and people at gymnastics know her as Charlie. Question 9. What was the last book you bought? So I last bought 2 books from Barnes & Noble about a week ago, and I quickly got them off my shelf. They were The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken. I have been reading so much contemporary that I am in the mood for a series, a really good series, and I couldn't think of one because I'd read so many series. So I quickly went into YouTube and I went into Emma's channel from emmmabooks, and I watched her completed series recommendations, and this was the only series on her video that I hadn't read, so I thought I'd get the first book and try it. Then the other book I got was The 9 Lives of Chloe King. They had made a TV series of this and they had cancelled it after like 5 episodes, and I really enjoyed the series, and then I saw the book and I was like, oh my word, this is amazing, I have to try the book. So this is a collection of the 3 books in the series, so I cannot wait to read them both. Question 10. The weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? I have used so many things. I have used tissue paper, I have used hair ties, I have used my cell phone, I have used a pen or a pencil. There are so many things. I do try and keep a bookmark on me, and I definitely prefer the like magnetic ones that magnetize to the top of the page, but there have been some crazy things to use as a bookmark. Question 11. Used books, yes or no? Yes, I loved buying used books. Some of them are nice and cheap, and also if they're in a good enough condition, it's like buying a new book. And sometimes if you're lucky, you might find the previous owner's bookmarks in the in between the pages, and finding different bookmarks. Sometimes they've got cute sayings on them or Bible verses. It's just great to find those sort of treasures in used books. Question 12. Top 3 favorite genres. Well, all my genres, most of my books are YA. I would definitely say contemporary, fantasy and sci-fi are my top 3 genres. Question 13. Borrowed or bought? I would definitely say I am okay with both. I prefer buying my books because I love collecting books. But recently I have been borrowing books from the library. I don't know if that counts as the same as borrowing. But since I am not in my home country, South Africa, and I am spending a year in the US, it's a little bit difficult to be able to pack up all my books and send them back home when I leave. So at the moment, borrowing books is very helpful for me at the moment, but I am still purchasing books. Question 14. Characters or plot? This is a pretty difficult question because plot and characters in a book together are so important, but I would definitely say plot because the plot is what makes the book. If the plot is incredibly boring, I'm going to put the book down. Question 15. Long or short chapters? I honestly don't care about the length of chapters. It's nice to be able to, I'm just going to quickly finish this chapter, but I don't have a preference for the chapter length as long as I'm enjoying the book and it's a good book. Long chapters, short chapters, by all means, it's up to the author. Question 16. Long books or short books? Depends what mood I'm in. I definitely like a chunky book, but sometimes if I need a quick read to like get me out of a reading slump, I definitely go for a short little quick contemporary or something like that. Question 17. Name the first 3 books you think of. Harry Potter, anyone, Cinder, and The Book Thief. Question 18. Books that made you laugh or cry. There are so many books that made me cry. Some of them are At the Fault in Our Stars. The Loose Ends List was one that definitely made me cry. Then one that made me laugh was My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. I think that's his surname. I'll put the pictures up here somewhere. And I definitely loved the Lunar Chronicles series. That was a lot of tears and laughter, as well as Harry Potter series. Number 19. Our world or fictional worlds? I definitely love fictional worlds, but our worlds are great too. If it's a fictional world that is completely like magical, like if it's a fictional world in a fantasy novel, then yes, definitely the fantasy novel, because I mean, living in Harry Potter world would be like so amazing. Or like Cinder, I mean, imagine taking a trip to the moon just as a holiday. Those sort of things would be amazing to experience. But our world is also just as great. I mean, our magic is reading books. Question 20. Audiobooks, yes or no? Yes and no. I love reading audiobooks if I've read the book already. So if I'm rereading it, then I'll read via audio, but if I'm reading it for the first time, then I'm reading the hard copy. Question 21. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? I'm not going to lie and say yes, I definitely do. There are some books that I've either taken out of the library or bought at a bookstore because of its cover. But I do also love checking out, making sure that I enjoy the synopsis before I buy it. But every once in a while, I will definitely buy a book that I am judging on its cover. Question 22. Book to movie or book to TV? There are some books that are done really well from book to movie, and then there are others that really suck. And then there are some that are great as TV series. Like, a perfect example would be the City of Bones Mortal Instruments series. The movie was horrifying, absolutely horrifying, but the TV series I think is doing really well. I like the TV series. I know what's going to happen since I've read the books, but they are bringing the books into account more than the movie did, but they've also changing things up as well. Question 23. A movie or TV show that you preferred to its book? There is only one book where I enjoyed the movie better than the book series, and that is the Maze Runner series. And the last question, question 24, is standalones or series? I cannot answer that one because right now over the last month or so, I have just been doing standalones. I want standalones. I've been reading them, and I've been really enjoying them. But now that I have been reading so much standalones, I am now in the mood for series. I went out and I researched trying to find series that I can read. So I enjoy both, and I cannot choose which one I would rather have. I would definitely choose both. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe, and if you'd like to get notified whenever I post new videos, hit the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye!